All right, so we are on, and good evening, everyone, and welcome. And thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening to spend it here with us here at St. Mary's College of California. My name is Angelica, and I'm the events coordinator for the Office of Admissions, and I am here to answer any questions related to the admissions process thus far. And I will also be moderating the session tonight. So if you have any questions for me or our presenter, Carla, tonight, we just ask that you hold it off until the end so that we can get all of those questions answered at once. And you can either unmute yourself or drop it in the chat, depending on your comfortability with that. But I'll go ahead and hand it off to Carla, who is the Associate Director of Financial Aid and Scholarships here at St. Mary's.
Hello, my name is Carla Henriquez. I am the Associate Director of Financial Aid here at St. Mary's. I've been at St. Mary's for about 10 years. And before that, I was at other schools. So I've been in financial aid for about 20 years. So, and I'm also a resident director here at St. Mary's. So I will talk to you guys about financial aid and how financial aid works here at St. Mary's. Our agenda tonight is what is financial aid, your sources and types of aid, applying for aid, and how to understand your financial aid and financing the remaining cost. So there's going to be, I'm going to talk about the FAFSA as well. There's a lot of confusion still going on with the new changes, but I can go ahead and try to answer as much as we can. And like I said, there's been a lot of changes. So if there's changes and questions that you have that I can't answer, I will research them and we will look for the answers and send them to you. So let's get it started. So what is financial aid? So financial aid is sorry, I just got locked out. Okay. So financial aid consists of funds provided to students and families to help with their post-secondary education and expenses. It is a partnership between the university and the students and the families. So we all work together to try to bring the best package to the families. So cost of attendance is part of the package. So for example, here at St. Mary's, these are all numbers for St. Mary's. So the cost of tuition is $57,000. So you could see the total cost payable to St. Mary's is $75,403. And that is direct cost. That's what's going to cost for tuition, room, and any mandatory fees that you will have. So it's a total of $75,403. Don't get scared with that number because I will show you how that number gets reduced. Also, the cost to, for other stuff would be books, personal transportation. That's money that we don't know exactly, but this is an average that we think each student has per year. So it's a total of 5,508. So the total cost of attendance that we calculate for a student to come to St. Mary's is 80,911. So SAI, you're going to hear that a lot. There's a lot of acronyms that you'll be hearing. So SAI is Student Aid Index. That's the number we use to determine your aid. So the number resulting from the evaluation and then the student contribution and the parent contribution. So all of that takes into effect. That's the number that we will use to see what the need of each family is. So types of aid that we have here at St. Mary's, non-need-based aid is scholarships. That's free money. Okay, so that would be St. Mary's scholarships, athletic scholarships, departmental scholarship, and outside scholarships. All of these are merit-based. And so those are free money, and that's money that you don't even have to fill out a FAFSA for. because that is determined by each department. So the St. Mary's Scholarship, that is a merit scholarship. So there's two type of St. Mary's. One of them is a need grant, and the other one is a merit base. And so at the time of entrance, admissions will give you that scholarship. And they don't, that doesn't have to do anything with the FAFSA. So it's non-need. And athletics, the same, departmentals is the same, that's all merit. And outside scholarships is whatever scholarships you're bringing in. So need-based aid, this is where grants, that's free money as well. So we have the St. Mary's grant, that's a need-based. So based on your FAFSA, we'll see how much more need you have, and we will add on some of that St. Mary's grant. And that's what we do here as financial aid counselors and administrators, and try to help you bring that cost down. Then we have the state and the federal grants. So the state could be a Cal grant. So if you're all from California, then and they're graduating from a California school, then you will be entitled to get that state grant, which will be Cal grant. Federal grants, those are the Pell grants and the SEOG money. Down the line, I'll give you all the names of all the different scholarships. And then also need-based, there's loans. So student federal direct loans, we have the subsidized and unsubsidized loans. The subsidized loans do not accrue any interest. The unsubsidized does accrue interest. Then we also have the parent direct plus loan. So parents can take up to the cost of tuition, cost of attendance for the school, and they can go ahead and borrow that money, but that's unsubsidized money. So you will be paying interest on that. There's also private loans. Sometimes private loans are cheaper. Students have the opportunity to also do work study, but to do the work study, they must work. They get a paycheck. It's not being deducted from their tuition. They will be getting every 2 weeks, they'll be getting a check like a regular job. So sources of aid is federal government. I explained to you that was federal government. That's a Pell Grant, Pell Grant, or an SEOG. State, that's the Cal Grant. And then colleges, that's the need-based aid, which St. Mary's gives you. Private sources could be any outside scholarships that they're bringing into the school. And then your employers can have the option also to do tuition exchange, or if you work for a union, unions have scholarships for children of union members. So you might ask your union to see how your child can apply for that. I've seen in some cases checks come in for about $15,000 a year with your employers. So if also your employers can have tuition remission for your kids, so you might want to ask your HR department if they have that. I know back in the day, I worked for a bank, and the bank had a tuition remission. They would give $5,000 a year. So there is options to to getting your child's education covered. Okay, so the federal programs, I've already talked about them. So we have the Pell Grant, the federal SEOG, and then we have this Teachers Education Assistance for College and Higher Education is called the Teach Grant. Those are mostly given to grad students, for students that are doing their 4+1, that they're doing their the track to be teachers, plus their master's program. So their master's programs has that Teach Grant, which that you can get up to $20,000 for the year, so that their education will be covered. We have federal work study. And we have the federal loans, we have the direct, the direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans. So, and we also have the parents' loans. So these are the programs for the federal student aid. Okay. Cal Grant. So Cal Grant, it needs to be completed by May 2nd. So you need to complete your FAFSA by May 2nd in order to be considered. It's very important since you're all coming for first years here. If you submit your FAFSA after May 3rd, you won't be eligible to receive the Cal Grant. They will not appeal anything. So it's very important that once the application opens up, fill it out, and then you'll be done with it. U.S. citizen or eligible non-citizens qualify for it. You must be a California resident for 1 year. Attend St. Mary's or other qualifying California colleges. And, there's levels of income threshold. So it depends on your family size and your family size and the how much income you're making in assets. So, if you're a family of 4 making 140, you would qualify for a Cal Grant. Depending on your assets, if your assets are less than 1,000, then less than 100,000, then you could qualify. So it's like a middle class scholarship. And it's also determines the GPA. You have to be at least 3.0 to get a Cal Grant A. And there's a Cal Grant B. The Cal Grant B is lower GPA, is a 2.5, but the income threshold is a lot less. So it's very low income. But, you could qualify for either one. So St. Mary's, the merit-based scholarships are between $16,000 and $29,000 a year. And it's going to be for the 4 years that they're here. There's the Gale Scholarship, Dean Scholarship, Provost Scholarship, Presidential Scholarship, and Trustee Scholarships. So these are the scholarships that you automatically qualify when you enroll. And admissions will let you know which one you qualify for. Need-based grant, and this is all St. Mary's money. Need-based grant is a St. Mary's grant, and that will be a grant that we will give to you based on your FAFSA. That one requires that you fill out a FAFSA each year for us to renew that scholarship. Okay. Private sources, so it's foundations, business, churches, civic, charity organizations. Deadlines and applications may vary. You need to begin searching private sources early. So right now is, your time to be looking for all these outside sources. I do see a lot of checks coming in. So, I know there is money out there. We also have links on our pages, on our website, that you can go in and start applying there. We suggest between 30 and 40 applications to make a difference. I've seen cases of students, lowering their money to come here a lot, by outside sources. Employers, they may have scholarships available. I explained that earlier, and may have educational benefits from your employees. And like I said, again, it's very important to contact your unions if you're working for any unions, because they might have help for you. Early estimators, FAFSA delays are possible. Right now, they're saying that they'll open December 1st, but it's not for sure. They told us first that they were going to be opening October 1st, and it didn't happen. So they've moved it to December 1st. So date can be changing. So there's federal student aid estimators. So you can go to studentaid.gov the aid dash estimator, and you can get an estimator there of how much aid you could get. There is the net price calculators on our page, so you can go there and look it up and see if potentially see how much your aid is. And we can look early estimation regarding financial aid packages. We're still updating for 2025, but I mean, there is a lot of information on those net price calculator and the federal student aid estimator. So you can get an idea of how much aid you would be eligible to receive. Okay. Applying for aid. The application is free. So the first word in the in FAFSA is free application for federal student aid. So do not let anyone fill it out for you and charge you. Okay. So please go ahead and fill out your application right away. It says it's available December 1st. Try to do it right away. Try to do it before Christmas. Get that goal, put it in your calendar saying that you're going to do it. If FAFSA doesn't let you submit it for any reason, stay in contact with us. Let us know. I mean, we did have a lot of issues last year that, there was a lot of parents that couldn't submit it. They had to end up submitting it paper. And we just got those applications October 10th. It's been a while. I mean, and some people submitted it back in May, and they weren't able to submit it. So it's very important. Submit it, for Cal Grant priority, so we can get that information right away. The deadline to submit is March 3rd. So please submit it right away, and we can go ahead and help you. If you're having trouble submitting it, please contact our office. We will be glad to help you. We all are in this together. That, we know that there is, issues with the FAFSA, so we can troubleshoot it and help you submit those applications. So the FAFSA, what it does is collects demographics and financial information. The information is used to calculate the student aid index, which is the SAI. You add your colleges, and then the colleges use the SAI to offer you financial aid. It's available in English and in Spanish. For 2025-2026 academic year, the FAFSA may start being filled before December 1st. Exact date is to be determined. So they really don't even know if it's going to launch December 1st. So we're hoping it does, so we can start working on those offer letters right away. To build your account, I mean, you could do that. You can create your account now, so you'll be ready to submit it. So studentaid.gov, you go to studentaid.gov and use the account username and password for your FSA ID. So use your FAFSA, this is to complete your FAFSA. You're going to need to have this created. So create your FSA ID. If you have another child that's going to another school, you've already created an FSA ID, but you need a new FSA ID for your new child that's coming here. So your FSA ID is the same for any of your students and even your own student loans. What's going to determine where you're going to use it is the child that's coming here. So they will start filling out the FAFSA, so then they'll send it to you. But you need to create an FSA ID. All, the parent and the child needs to create the FSA ID. This is what it looks like. This is the app, when you go into FAFSA, to studentaid.gov, this is what's going to look like. So then you go start a new form. And then the student completes it here. And I am starting the FAFSA form. So the student starts it. and then contribution to the FAFSA form. So the parent then, this is for the parent. So we continue here. Oh, so then here they're going to ask for tax information. And if you are letting the IRS pull your information, so we suggest that you say yes. It's the easiest way of transferring all your financials. So automatic import from the IRS, this allows it to, for federal tax information to be directly transferred from the IRS to the FAFSA. Consent is required by all contributors to the FAFSA. IRS transfer information to populate FAFSA income questions for most tax filers, and eliminates manual entry. So it's a very quick. Once you hit yes that you have the consent, it automatically transfers everything, and then all you have to do is sign it. Very simple. So here it says, when the students are applying for direct unsubsidized loan only, if you press yes, it won't let them continue on to the parent side. So you have to enter no. So no is for them to evaluate the parent as well. Okay. Unusual circumstances. We understand that the tax information that you're entering here is from 2 years back. So conditions that justify the institution of making any adjustments to students' dependency status, we could do it here in the financial aid office. And students does not provide parental data on FAFSA, consider provision, an independent student. So we can make those adjustments. So the dependency override, we can determine it here in the office. If a student has no contact with the parent, the parents have kicked them out, whatever the reason may be, we just need a statement from someone that knows them. And then we can go ahead and evaluate them and make them an independent student. And then they won't need the parental information. So those are the unusual circumstances, but we can make the adjustments here in the office, and we can determine that as well. So here is where the student invites the parents to the FAFSA. So they will send an email out to the parent, so the parent can submit their FAFSA information. And it says you're almost there. The parent contributor is going to determine who the parent is going to sign. If you are married and filing joint, then it's a very easy process. They'll put one parent, and then all the information is transferred. Because you file joint, everything will transfer. Both income information will transfer. If you're married and filing separate, then both parents need to file the application. If there's a parent if there's a divorce situation, who is the parent that contributes the most to the student? That's who's going to be applying for the FAFSA, and that would be the parent. So the parent invitation is an email invitation, and is completed by the student on the FAFSA. Parents must use their FSA ID to access the FAFSA. Then the parent selection is completed. It's all done. Then you sign it. Other considerations: if it is an independent student, is married, spouse information is required as well. If so those are the things. If a student is an independent student and is married, the spousal information needs to be included. Then you need to have the consent to transfer from the IRS. Students, parents, and preparers may start, complete, and submit the FAFSA. change in circumstances. So if you lost your job, decrease in salary, death or serious illness, any other circumstances that are affecting your family's ability to pay for education expenses, you need to contact our office. Our office will consider you for an appeal. So we will start the appeal process, and then we manually enter the information of any changes that have happened in this current year or the year that you're having issues. How to understand your financial aid. So the cost of attendance minus the aid will equal the remaining cost. Cost of attendance, financial aid, and the remaining cost. So whatever the cost of attendance is, that 80,000 that I said, minus the financial aid that you get, will equal the remaining cost. So here's an example of an offer letter. This is, we're just putting numbers there. So it could be more, it could be less. So here, as you can see, 15,000 a year would be a St. Mary's scholarship, which would be one of the need-based, the merit-based. Then the grant is the need-based. So that's 20,000. Federal Pell Grant is 1,000. It could be a lot more. The Pell Grant starts almost at 8,000 up to $500. So it's in between that. So we put an estimate of $1,000. A Cal Grant is about 9,000. Federal subsidized loan, 3,500, and federal unsubsidized of 2,000. So the total aid is 45,000. So your offer letter, the amount being offered, total gift aid is 45,000 plus the 5,500 that are loans is a total of 50,500. So that's how much you will get in that offer letter. Then we deduct that 70, I think it was like 72,000. So that would be the remaining. Let's check it. Okay, so here it goes. So the total payable to St. Mary's is 75,405. The total aid that you're getting is 50,500. So what you would owe St. Mary's would be 24,903 per year. And per semester, it would be 12,451. That's including tuition, room, and board, room and food. So that's the total amount. So the total amount owed to others would be 5,500, okay, which would be the loans. So that's, and no, the total amount for, books, transportation, and any other expenses that you have is 5,508. So you don't have any more aid left there because all of it was used for the direct cost. So per semester, you're looking at 2,754. But like I said, then here you have the option to take out loans. I think it's on the next slide. So here, yeah, managing the remaining costs. It's a lump sum payment plan, loans, or outside scholarships. Here's where the outside scholarships will benefit you because it'll be added onto that award letter. Then there's a payment plan that you can do. You could do 5-month payment plan. Loans to take out up to the cost of tuition, which you could take up to that 80,000 and cover everything. Like I said, this was just an example. There's some cases that, there's other scholarships that you might have, like athletics, that the cost will be a lot less. So that was just an example to give you of how the financial aid works. There's everybody's financial aid award letter, offer letter is different. So there's, and the way to pay the remaining is a lump sum payment plan, loans, or outside scholarships. I do suggest that you do a lot of the research on the outside scholarships because there's a lot of money out there. And the payment plan, you divide it into 5 monthly payment plan. There's no charge. There's no interest charge. There's a $75 to set it up, but you just divide that money into 5 payments and you're all set. So outside scholarships, where to find them? St. Mary's outside scholarship page, we have them there. You just type on the search, outside scholarships, and you will find them there. Fastweb.com. All of these scholarships, other scholarship, you can go into your career center and apply there. Go to check with your high school counselors, and check and see if the high school is offering scholarships. I know they offer, because I remember when my son was going to college, in high school, and he went to the school and just filled out applications, for participating in soccer. So he got a scholarship because his GPA was over 3.0. And they gave all the athletes, $1,000 scholarship. $1,000 helps. So, just go to your college board, or local organizations, your church, if your students participate in any club sports, you can go there and, you can get, like, if you play club sport, they might have outside scholarships as well. Tips, apply as many as you can. Like I said, we suggest 30 to 40. Organize, just, open up a new, email just for scholarships, because you're going to get a lot of, what is it called? You're going to get a lot of spam on your email. So open up, just a new email to apply for outside scholarships so you don't miss anything. Again, check with your high school counselors, and don't pay someone or sites. If anyone's asking you for money, do not pay for it. Everything is free. So that's a red flag. If someone's charging you for it, it's a red flag. It's not legit. So please, don't pay for anything that, that they're charging you. So again, beware of scams. People want to take advantage, of your potential concerns and anxiety. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably is. Don't pay, make sure you contact our offices if you have any questions, or any other financial aid offices. We are happy to help you. We don't want anyone taking advantage of you. I've seen some cases that they're charging $2,000, to fill out a free application, which is FAFSA. There's not going to be any changes, because all they're going to use is what they're going to use is your tax information. So, they'll fill it out for you, but it's the same outcome that you will be doing. So, and all the financial aid offices, all the different colleges are, willing to help you out. I know we are, so you can just come to us. Okay. That's the end of our presentation. So does anyone have any questions?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla, for all of that information regarding financial aid and scholarships. So if there's any questions, even after this very thorough presentation, please feel free to drop them in the chat, or if you are brave enough, you can go ahead and unmute yourself to speak your question out loud.
Yeah, and our information is there, our contact information. You're welcome to come to our office. We can, set up appointments, or, if you're around, if you come and do a tour, you're more than welcome to walk in. You don't need, an appointment, but we can try to help you. But our phone number is there, our email is there. You can set up a phone appointment with me, or any of the other counselors. They'll be happy to help you. And we understand there's a lot of anxiety, so.